Thanks for tuning in, everybody. My name is Brock Page, and you might be surprised as to who I'm picking in the NBA today. If you just can't wait and you want to save yourself some time, check out my picks for this video in the description section below. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. And with that said, let's get into some picks for the 11th. First game, Philadelphia plus 12.5 at the LA Clippers, with the total points dropping down to 216.5. Currently 53% of the money's on the Clippers to get the job done. Speaking of Philly, they cover a respectable 61% of their games overall. They're also covering 64% as the underdog and 67% at the current point spread. Along with successfully covering the spread in their first matchup with the Clippers, they're covering a solid 69% of their games versus teams allowing more than 102 a game. Both teams are collectively averaging just 212 total combined points in their last 4 games respectively. All that said, I'm taking Philly plus 12.5 against the spread. On the total points, I have the under 216.5. And when it comes to the Moneyline cash, I'm taking the Clippers, winning this one outright at home. Next game I have for you, New York plus 6 at Detroit, with the total points at 211. Currently 54% of the money's on Detroit to get the job done. Detroit's covered a solid 67% at the current point spread. They're also 20-13 against the spread at home. They face a New York team who's lost 3 of their last 4. Both teams have collectively averaged 213 total combined points in their last 4 games respectively. All that said, I'm taking Detroit minus 6 against the spread. On the total points, I'm taking the over 211. And when it comes to the Moneyline cash, I have Detroit winning this one outright at home. Next game I have for you, it is going to be New Orleans plus 2.5 at Charlotte, with the total points jumping up to 202.5. New Orleans has covered just 14 of 32 on the road and just 9 of 21 against teams winning less than 45%. Charlotte games have gone under in 3 of their last 4. Pelicans games have gone under in 4 of their last 4. All that said, I'm taking Charlotte minus 2.5, getting the job done against the spread. On the total points, I'm taking the under 202.5. And when it comes to the Moneyline cash, I'm taking Charlotte to win this one outright at home. Next game, Toronto plus 5 at Miami, with the total points jumping up to 203. When it comes to the spread, this Toronto team covers a ridiculous 88% of their games at the current point spread. They also cover a solid 69% as the official road underdog. When it comes to the total points, Miami games have gone over the line in 2 of their last 3. All that said, I'm taking Toronto plus 5, winning this one against the spread. On the total points, I'm taking the over 203. And when it comes to the Moneyline cash, I'm taking Miami to win this one outright in a close one. Next game, Minnesota plus 2 at Milwaukee, with the total points dropping down to an even 202. Minnesota's covered just 13 of 29 on the road and just 38% versus teams around 500. Both teams have played in games going under the line in their last 4 straight. All that said, I'm taking Milwaukee minus 2 against the spread. On the total points, I'm taking the under 202. And when it comes to the Moneyline cash, I'm taking Milwaukee, winning this one outright at home. Next game I have for you, it is going to be Phoenix plus 7 at Dallas, with the total dropping down to 213.5. Dallas covers a staggering 82% as the favorite and 75% of their games at the current point spread. They also cover an impressive 80% as the official home favorite. On the other side, Phoenix games have gone over the line in 3 of their last 4. All that said, I'm taking Dallas minus 7 against the spread. On the total points, I'm taking the over 213.5. And when it comes to the Moneyline cash, I'm taking Dallas to win this one outright at home. Next game I have for you, Atlanta plus 5 at Memphis, with the total points jumping up to 203. Atlanta covers a respectable 63% as the official road underdog. They're facing a Memphis squad covering just 40% at the current point spread. The Grizzlies have also covered just 42% of their games, facing teams allowing more than 102 a game. In addition to that, their last 4 consecutive games have all gone over the line. All that said, I'm taking Atlanta +5 against the spread. On the total points, I'm taking the over 203. And when it comes to the money line cash, I'm taking Memphis, winning this one outright in a close one. Next and final game for the show, it is going to be Washington +2.5 at Portland with the total at 226. Portland's covered just 45% of their games as the official home favorite and just 11 of 25 versus teams over 500. Both teams' games have gone over the line in their last 4 consecutive. All that said, I'm taking Washington +2.5 against the spread. On the total points, I'm taking the over 226. And when it comes to the money line cash, I'm taking Washington, winning this one outright in a tough road victory. Well, folks, that is going to do it for me. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page, predictions and sports picks, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.